I don't have to guess, Tracy. I know it's AAPI month.
I was going to say May, but yes, it is AAPI month.
Oh yeah, well, happy AAPI month.
You too. Well, happy half AAPI month since you like Asian and stuff.
Okay, full happy AAPI month then.
To be honest, I've never really celebrated AAPI month.
Yeah, same. I feel like that's common amongst most Asian Americans.
That should definitely be changed though. A whole month to us. I want to learn the history.
I've actually researched it before, but let's talk about it more later.
You know what else we should celebrate? Someone's birthday!
Oh yeah. Happy belated birthday, Tracy. I guess.
Whatever. Let's just focus on AAPI month.
You're right. Let's get the show started. I'm Grace.
And I'm Tracy, and welcome to show 31. Everyone loves math, right? Okay, some people love math. If you fit into this group of math lovers, sign up for the math team at the link below. And once you finish that, make sure to head to math team tryouts today from 3:45 to 5:20 in G105.
With Memorial Day just around the corner, our local Arcadia community is preparing public services dedicated to our soldiers who have fallen on the line of duty. For more on this, let's send it over to Robert.
With all the advertisements we see flying around promoting Memorial Day as an excuse to give discounts and make sales, it distracts us from the true meaning of this national holiday. Our very own Arcadia community has been working tirelessly to show the real spirit of Memorial Day. Local volunteers for the 8th Annual Field of Honor placed 1,000 American flags around our Arcadia County Park to represent all the American service members who have fallen in the line of duty.
If you have someone in your family who has been a military hero, you can buy a flag and honor them. The tags have their names on them. And people come here and they just are impressed with the 1,000 flags that we have flying there. And it's sort of beautiful to see it.
In recognition of this national holiday, many in the Arcadia community pay tribute to their fallen soldiers at local monuments. Take a small walk down from the flags and you'll find yourself face to face with the Arcadia Vietnam War Memorial. Originally constructed in 2016 to honor the soldiers from Arcadia who died during the Vietnam War. Even at our very own high school, we have a memorial right outside the band room dedicated to Adam Jason Rosema, a former Arcadia band student and army specialist who died from wounds sustained after a roadside bomb went off near his vehicle south of Bakuba when fighting in Iraq War. Arcadia High School was fortunate to have a visit yesterday from the Marine Corps who expressed their personal perspectives on the importance of honoring our service members on this national holiday.
Freedom that citizens have or in this country. We want to have those, but the sacrifices, not just Marines, but other members of the military made.
Hopefully you gain greater insight into this national holiday, and make sure to take a moment to reflect on all our service members who have fallen in the line of duty. This is Robert, and have a great Memorial Day, Apaches.
Congrats to all of our graduating seniors. To celebrate, ASB has organized a whole week of fun activities. From Tuesday, May 30th to Friday, June 2nd, expect activities like Senior Sunset and Chalk Day right here at HS. Check your emails for further details.
During the senior assembly last Wednesday, this year's valedictorian was announced. Let's go to Nicole to learn more about this stellar student.
733 graduates, 137 salutatorians, and 1 valedictorian. Let's get to know Class of 2023's Weber Lin. Weber Lin, you may recognize him from the email Mr. Vo sent or on the news during the pandemic. He attended Foothills and Rancho before attending Arcadia High, where he is the cross-country team captain, does long-distance track, and played soccer for 3 years. He is also VP of Triumph Music Honor Society, Music Makes Miracles, Concert Band, ASB Senior Council, and various academic teams. Outside of school, he is in Boy Scouts where he earned the Eagle Award, plays piano and the bagpipes, and folds origami.
I do things that I love, and that allows me to really put my all into it and create things that I like. So if your parents or your friends are telling you to do something and you don't want to do it, then just don't do it. The key is just making sure you actually love what you do.
Weber's proudest accomplishment is finishing top 15 in the Breakthrough Junior Challenge 2 years in a row. Last year, he created a stop-motion video explaining chirality, a property of asymmetry. Weber believes his success stems from his willingness to ask questions.
The teacher says, "Any more questions?" And then there's just silence. And I think everybody at my table is confused. We're all whispering to each other, what's going on? But nobody actually asked the teacher, can you clarify this for me? And then everybody just ends up not learning anything. So just don't be embarrassed to be the person who raises their hand, because you're not only doing yourself a favor, you're doing everybody else in the room a favor, because if you are confused, there's a good chance that everybody else is confused as well.
The people Weber are most thankful for are his parents.
They bring food for the senior council. We have lunch meetings, and then they'll pick me up after school, and then I have to come back for band practice. So they're driving back and forth from school multiple times a day. And then because I'm running like at the peak of season, like 13 miles a day, I eat a lot of food, which means they have to feed me a lot. So there's just so much that they do for me, and I can't imagine my life without them.
In the fall, Weber will be attending Stanford University, most likely studying bioengineering. He wants to eventually get his PhD and work at a bioengineering company.
Don't stress too much and don't worry about what other people are doing, because you'll be fine in the end.
Best of luck to Weber in his future endeavors, and the same to the entire class of 2023. For the very last time, this has been Nicole. Back to the anchors.
Speaking of Weberlin, if you would like to see his amazing valedictorian speech and all the other wonderful class of 2023 students graduate, tune in to our live stream on YouTube on June 8th at 6:30 p.m.
If you bought a yearbook, they have changed the dates for pickup. Head to the ASB office on May 31st or June 1st to pick it up. For the students who didn't buy one but still would like one, you can purchase it at the ASB office or on the ASB website.
So Grace, what exactly is the origin of AAPI month?
Well, the first push for Asian American Pacific Islander recognition began in the 1970s, and then in 1990 it was officially declared a national month by George H.W. Bush.
Wow, thanks George H.W. Bush.
Thanks, man.
Okay, back to the point on how we need to celebrate more. We should come up with a tradition.
Good idea. How about we get each other gifts?
Okay, I like that idea. Well, I need some time to think of my gift. So in the meantime, let's go to Ethan, a fellow Asian, to tell us more about the new Fast and Furious movie.
Wait, where's my gift? So Fast and Furious 10 finally came out, and it's supposed to be the ending of the Fast franchise, or at least a third of it. As much as I think that this franchise has gone on for long enough, I would actually say I was quite entertained by this movie. It's the perfect movie for car enthusiasts, fans, and even thrill seekers. I'd say that this movie did not have a hard time dropping your jaw or keeping you at the edge of your seat. Aquaman, or Jason Momoa, is playing the antagonist of this film, and I must say he's probably one of my favorite Fast and Furious characters. He plays this insane but likable and funny character that jumps between the lines of borderline insane, scary, but still funny. As much as I hate being left on cliffhangers, I do think that trying to wrap up a 20-year-long franchise properly requires a lot of work. So as much as I hate the wait, I understand why they are trying to separate the endings into 3 parts. Notably, the soundtrack to this movie is amazing. The placement and usage really gets you excited and encapsulates into the entire environment of the film. When I tell you I started dancing when they played Gasolina, I was dancing. It does an outstanding job compared to the previous movie, Fast and Furious 9, still having some outlandish scenarios, but still keeping it relatively grounded. I also appreciate the fact that we got to see way more street racing in this movie. The movie is not a cinematic masterpiece, but it's probably one of the only movies that I have had this much fun watching. Acting, action, and plot were all so entertaining. Overall, I would give Fast X 8 Jasons out of 10. This has been Ethan, back to the anchors.
Gift time! You are going to love my gift.
Okay, but let me go first.
Oh my god, a portrait of George H.W. Bush? Wait, but this is a little awkward because...
Also, George H.W. Bush. You know what? Great minds think alike.
Let's do this every year.
For sure. While we are admiring our portraits, let's pass it over to our other Ethan to tell us about some Apache athletes that have achieved big things recently. Oh yeah, happy AAPI month, Ethan.
API month to you guys as well. Even though all the sports teams have wrapped up their seasons, our Apache athletes continue to do big things. Rahul sat down with 2 athletes to congratulate them and hear about what they have to say about their accomplishments.
Fernando Palencia and APN's very own Reena Hsieh have been shining through, accomplishing massive feats and putting Arcadia High School sports into the spotlight. To conclude their season as they did, the varsity baseball team couldn't have achieved feats such as first place in the Pacific League without their all-star roster of players. One of these players, star shortstop Fernando Palencia, won CIF Player of the Year and was honored as a first-team All-League player.
I mean, it was really cool. It was something I worked towards. It was one of my goals, to be Player of the Year. It's a really, really crazy goal. It was one of my whys, why I would work so hard, why I would put in that much work. There's so many other goals that still need to be reached, but yeah, it just adds to that feeling of why I work as hard as I do. Having that much fans at either one of the games, it means a lot. Playing in front of that many people, it definitely helps, and thank you to my teammates, this season definitely wouldn't have been as good as it was if it weren't for them.
Fernando was not the only key factor for the team's success. Other players, including center fielder Devin Eskridge, catcher Chris Garcia, and designated hitter and third baseman Avery Truesdale, were honored into the first team All-League roster as well. Finally, pitcher Ian Hofstetter took the Pitcher of the Year award. The baseball team was not the only team with players accomplishing big things. Track runner Reena Hsieh qualified and competed at the CIF Southern Section Masters in the 1600 and 800. A truly astonishing achievement considering only the top 12 athletes out of all the divisions and schools compete at Masters.
It feels really great knowing that I've been continuously improving my times this season. I was really close to the school record in the 800, only half a second away, so I hope to keep getting faster for the next season. I think it's really important for people, especially kids and high schoolers, to know that you don't necessarily have to be really naturally talented to do well in running. This sport takes a lot of consistency and perseverance, so even if you aren't fast, you always have the potential to improve.
A massive congratulations to both of these outstanding athletes. We look forward to seeing what their future holds for them. This has been Rahul, back to Ethan live in the studio.
Although this week has not been jam-packed on the sports side, it was great to highlight some athletes that are continuing to do big things. This has been Ethan Chen, reporting Apache Sports. Back to you, Tracy and Grace.
Oh, thanks, Ethan.
You know what, Tracy? I really have enjoyed anchoring this show with you.
Yes, and I'm so glad we found a new way to celebrate AAPI month together.
Wait, guess what I just realized? This is the second to last show of the year, and we anchored the second to first show of the year.
Wow, that's such a full circle moment. I can't wait to anchor more with you next year.
Yeah, you guys won't get rid of us yet. But for now, catch you all next week for our very last show of the year, school year. And as always, follow us on all our social medias down below. This has been Grace.
And Tracy.
Peace!